Welcome to the podcast pod the podcast, because here on the podcast, we podcast. Yeah, I forgot the name of it because I still can't remember, and this is like the third one we're recording and probably the second one to come out. So, anyways, let's introduce ourselves. I guess I'm gonna go on unmute on Discord now.
Telling the truth.
Hello.
Am I lying? Hello.
I have no idea what was going on when I joined this, but okay. All right, so let's introduce ourselves. Hi, I'm Ari, and I host the podcast. I am a nerd.
I am Miles. I am interrupting. I am Miles. I am Yeast.
He's pregnant.
Nice
All right. Next, who wants to introduce themselves next?
I'll go, I guess.
Okay, go for it, Josh.
Okay.
No, go for it.
I am Joshua the Goose, or Eighth, depending on whatever you want to call me. Yeah, I'm just here because I'm a third wheel.
He's the political one. You're scared of him.
I am a political one, yeah. I love politics and I can go on and
The
on.
political one. And
Political one.
my name is Gavin, but my tag is Duck the Duck. And I really like Eggo waffles.
They do.
Specifically the fluffy ones.
He's the guy that knows what the heck a paradox is.
Yay.
Yeah.
I learned.
So,
He taught me.
if we want to...
Wait, you didn't let Samuel introduce himself.
Yeah, how dare you? How rude. They got me right in the feels. Okay, so hi, my name's Samuel, and my tag
Also
is
known as
on
Swagger
anime.
Soul?
Close enough. So, yeah, I like marbles.
He's the guy that trolls femboys on Omegle.
Heck yeah. That's actually what I do.
All right, anyways, we
That's
should
great.
Yes.
Get into the topic. Today's
Alright.
topic, as you probably
Big
know, clicking on the
time.
title, is paradoxes. So, if I should go ahead and read off a definition for a paradox.
Please
Go
do.
on.
Paradox is a seemingly absurd or self-contradictory statement or proposition that, when investigated or explained, may prove to be well-founded or true. Essentially, it's a theory that a lot of the time isn't necessarily possible to show, but show physically, but is very self-contradictory.
Wait, so would that mean like that whole thing with the paper where it says the line on the bottom of this paper is true, and then like it says the line on the top of the paper is false? That whole thing? I don't know how to
Yes,
explain
that
it.
would be considered a paradox.
Ah.
So, let's do one of the most classic paradoxes of all time, is the grandfather paradox. And again, this is impossible to actually prove with our technology right now, but
Hi, Grandpa.
hello.
I don't know why that was so funny to me. But it
Anyway.
was.
Anyway, okay. So, in theory, grandfather paradox, its base is based on time travel. So saying, Ari, Smitnov, let's say you go back in time before you and your parents were born, and you kill your grandfather. So,
Okay.
saying that, you are never born. Okay?
Okay.
So, if you were never born, you were you were unable of going back in time and killing your grandfather, which would make him alive. But if he was alive, you would be born.
Actually, I have proof for this.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, there's something to say about this.
What?
What's
So-
up, bro?
Did anybody watch Endgame?
I didn't
Oh,
watch
he's
Endgame
he's
yet.
just straight up stealing his ideas from Marvel. Very nice.
Well, what I'm saying is, he mentions how, affecting the past does not affect the present because it's a different timeline. It would affect their time. Their time moves differently than ours. So if you went back in a second, then that second would be going as its own line of time or timeline,
Right, it would
which would
branch.
also
It would
make
branch
it
off of
almost
the original time.
impossible.
I was
timelines would be going by less than milliseconds, so it would be impossible to return to your own timeline.
I always just don't think about time travel because it legitimately gives me headaches because I always sit there and just like,
Yep, that makes a lot of
Right.
sense.
I know plenty about time traveling because I watched like 4 episodes of Doctor Who, even though that's more like.
Dang, dude, you're the expert.
I know,
Yeah.
right? I'm just that cool, I guess.
I watched Rick and Morty, so I know a bunch about different dimensions. Yep.
All right.
Well, I guess we
so-
have the perfect people here.
I
Yeah,
played
I mean,
Minecraft, so I know about rocks.
I
Ooh,
can steal
basically
knowledge from
beat
Marvel
it, though.
movies.
So, I mean, again, going off of that single paradox, that's assuming time travel works a certain way, and we don't know how
Yeah.
time travel actually works. Right now, we don't even think it does. But
Yeah.
if time travel is to work that specific way, then that paradox would exist. And all paradoxes don't have to be that similar, all the same. But do you guys have any paradoxes that you know of, or
So,
you want me
if
to?
time travel were to exist,
Yes.
then because we haven't experienced anything to do with time travel, would that mean that we're ahead of every other dimension if there were alternate dimensions? Because if we're the first one to discover time travel, that obviously start a loop. And because it start a loop, we'd go back in time. But seeing as we don't have anything going back in time right now, would that mean that we're ahead of every other one? If that makes sense.
I-
Oh,
Whoa.
I've heard a similar theory to when once time travel is invented, it has always existed.
Yes, that's
And
yes.
that's okay. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, thank
Okay, okay, okay.
for all
Yeah.
we know, we're actually living with people from the future.
Whoa, spooky.
Actually,
I don't know
okay.
who would want to come back to 2020
So-
and 2021, but
I don't know.
True.
2021's not looking too well. Not
Well,
looking
I
terrible.
just want to
It's better than
hold on.
2020.
I just want to say something.
yes.
And it leeches off of like the whole if time travel works the way that you said it would. You know, everything's one timeline.
Right.
So technically, this is more of like a random question to think about, not really a paradox. But if you travel to the future, then you no longer exist in you're no longer in the present, meaning you would die.
yeah, I thought the same thing. Wouldn't that mean so now you no longer exist in the present? So if you're not in the present, you're not in the future. So that means you're dead, right?
Yeah.
But you'd still die, which is weird to think about.
Oh wait, but then it would be you from the past into the future. It would be a paradox.
Wow,
Because
dude,
you're
that's insane
existing-
to think about.
I'm
Oh
getting a
my.
headache already.
It's funny because our brains can't comprehend
Mhm.
these things. It's just
Want to know what
So
else
if we
can't
typed it into a
comprehend?
computer,
So real quick, I'm just gonna say this: we think we understand eternity, right?
no, I can't.
Okay, well,
No one does.
people believe that they understand eternity.
Yeah,
But
just goes on
do
forever,
people
man.
understand how long eternity is? Like, obviously, you can
No.
say it's infinite, and then boom, you're done. But when you really think about that, like, think about it for a second.
Right. It
Well-
like literally not ending is not like
Because-
because it's not physically possible.
Yeah, for
With
humans,
our-
we think that everything has an end, but when it comes
'Cause our-
to
right.
eternity, you know, it doesn't end. So
okay.
our minds aren't even made to comprehend that.
It kinda
is
makes
one
me-
way you could think about it. There's one way you could think about it through an example. Let's say you would have like a rope in your backyard,
Mhm.
and let's say you imagine someone snaps their fingers and it instantly becomes infinite. See, you
Right.
wouldn't be able to tell because it would cover the entire world, because
Well,
would
who
just
said it
wrap
has to
around
cover the
itself
entire world?
infinitely.
It would cover everything in existence and more.
Yeah, because it
Well, it
'cause it
wouldn't
would
stop
be
covering.
infinite.
But I like to think about infinity, like I think about planets, right? Because when you think about it, right, we're in one planet, right? And if you zoom out a little bit, oh, there's a group of planets. Zoom out. Oh, there's a bunch of groups of planets, right? And you zoom out anymore. Now you have a bunch of clusters of groups of planets. And you zoom out even more, and there's groups of those, and there's groups of those,
Groups
and
of
there's
those
groups
and
of
over
those,
and over.
and over
But-
and over and over, and it goes on forever, pretty much, right? Up to
No,
universes
uh,
that we know of.
Like
Right.
something like that, but backwards. There are the I forgot what they're called, but there's a type of picture where you can infinitely zoom in, and it will never stop. Like it's,
Fractal.
It's a fence.
Yeah, I've heard of the
Thank
fractal. That was like a Vsauce video.
The shape of fractal, yeah. I remember it's like a almost like a snowflake looking shape, but it's
Yeah.
like I genuinely wonder how that's humanly like, cause a fractal that's not possible for us. So when I see those animations, those aren't like those aren't possible to actually like computerize. So that has to just be like an animation, right?
mean,
Yeah.
Because like
I suppose.
if a fractal is a real shape, how would we do that?
I mean, who said that it isn't a real shape?
Okay.
No, I'm saying it
Um,
is. If it is a real shape, then
you
how are we
guys-
supposed to like program a computer to make that? Because like or whatever device made like an animation zooming in on a fractal.
Well, look at it this way. No, because you also know how to do that. My example that I was gonna give was, well, look at it this way. How do you know to program, like hypothetically program a robot to build things? Well, you'd obviously know how to build things. For fractals, you don't know how to make them, so that's not really possible. So that's a good point, Kevin. Good point.
Thank you.
Okay. I
That's
haven't.
what and like
Sorry.
and not saying that fractals don't exist. I'm just saying all of the animations that you see aren't actually infinite because
It's a loop.
Well, even
Like-
then, they themselves are animations. A fractal is not an animation.
yeah, exactly. And that's my point because we can't physically comprehend a fractal as humans because they're literally infinite. So nothing that is in our dimension can actually put that shape into our existence that we can observe. That's my best way that I can put it. What do you guys think?
Now,
Yeah.
sort of.
The
there we go.
triangle goes in the triangle hole. I don't
Also-
even know what's going on.
When we're done with this, I have another paradox that is really cool.
Go for it.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Wait, real
Before we do
quick.
that,
I
I
do
just
want
wanna
to
say-
acknowledge. Oh, what?
I just want to say one thing. The trippiest thing I've ever seen is one of those like rotating candy canes outside of a barber shop.
Trippy, man.
Oh, that makes so much
Yeah,
sense, though.
Dude, those,
It's
okay,
trippy candy
not gonna
cane.
lie, I can talk about fractals and explain them in depth, but sometimes I just can't process how those twisty candy canes work.
Exactly.
How do they work? Maybe it's like a paper and it like runs through or something. I don't know. Like
No,
runs
no.
through the middle.
What it is it's just like it's the same thing with a swirl. It's like it's spinning, but to you it looks like it's going out. It's just trippy.
Wait,
It's literally
Ari,
just
Ari,
it's
are
just a
you
candy
joking?
cane pattern.
Are you being serious?
You want me to be completely honest? No.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm just
Okay.
making
I
sure,
thought
bro.
you were being serious.
I'm being completely honest. I don't actually know how those things work. I've never thought about them a lot though. I just look at them like, oh, that's cool. It's a little twisty thing. Nice.
I thought about them
Yeah.
too much.
It's like, yeah, because like when I was in class younger, like when I was younger, and I was in class, I would have one of those like cheap pencils with like the plastic casing on them, and the pencil would have like swirly lines going down it, like those barbershop things have.
Yeah.
And I would put them at the top of the desk, and it would just roll down, and those lines would slowly move down the pencil. And I was like, how does that even work? Where do the lines go?
Ah.
I still don't understand
Now,
to
guys.
this day, but what I do know is
Well, what I do know is square go in square hole.
Yeah,
Same with
square
triangle,
goes,
man.
does go square.
But guys, can we imagine a new color? That's another
No.
one. Popular.
no, no, we can't.
Not really.
Well, obviously you can't. It's just a little thing to think about.
That's why being
Colorblindness
creative is impossible.
is a very cool thing. One thing, so with colorblindness, like one of my friends, I just figured out was colorblind, and he is red green, which means on his, I think it's like, I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Let me pull this up really quick.
Doors not found.
George
What is it?
George not found. George not found.
Okay, so here, red green colorblind. So it's called deuteranopia, and it's a form of red green colorblind, and you can only see goldish, tan, brown, white, black, gray, and blue.
Hmm.
So with that red green colorblind, that means they're missing out on red, orange, like bright yellow, green, purple, pink, all of those great colors. But because they have never seen them in their life, they can't like process what that color would look like.
They
Wow.
can't imagine
Mhm.
color.
Right.
Like you
But
can
when-
describe things that look like it, but once again, if you describe those things and they've never seen their actual color, they can't process it or understand it or
Right.
even
Oh
imagine it.
yeah. I
So
was just thinking. I was thinking of it differently. I was thinking of like, there are no more colors to be made, but surely there are.
to someone who's colorblind, they will be driving, let's say through a very mountainous area, and they're driving, and all the road and the road, like on both sides of the big mountains, there will be trees, and the trees will be all green, but to them, the trees are yellow, but not like the bright yellow that we know, like a weird goldish brown yellow.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
like my
I know.
profile picture.
Like my profile
Like-
picture. Okay,
Like
so
your profile picture, yes.
so I read a massive list of paradoxes, and I have no idea what the heck is going on in any of these, except for one of them. There's only one of them that I can
Yeah.
actually explain.
Okay, let's do
So this one is Achilles and the tortoise. Does anybody know what this one is?
it. I
No.
don't think I feel like I've heard it, but I can't really put a.
Okay, so basically, this was made by the Greek philosopher Zeno of Elae. I probably pronounced that wrong, in the 5th century BC. Shout out to you, man or woman. So-
Don't discriminate.
Basically, how this is it's right. The hero Achilles challenging a tortoise to a foot race, right? To keep things fair, he gives the tortoise a head start of 500 meters, right? When the race begins, Achilles starts running at a speed much faster than the tortoise. So by the time he's reached the 500 meter mark, the tortoise has only walked 50 meters faster or further, right? So it's only 50 meters ahead of him, right? But by the time Achilles has reached the 550 meter mark, the tortoise has walked another 5 meters. And by the time he's reached the 555 meter mark, the tortoise has walked another 0.5 meters. Then 0.25, then 0.125, and so on. The process continues again and again over an infinite series of smaller distances, with the tortoise
Yes.
always moving forwards, while Achilles
I
always
know
plays
this
catch
one.
up.
This is so with this theory, it's basically saying how can you can divide distance an infinite amount of times, but so how can you like if you go extremely slow, and this is going to be very difficult to describe, but this is the best way. If you're going extremely slow toward an object, let's say you're walking towards a wall, and with some superhuman power, you can move at an extremely slow and small distance. And when I say small distance, I mean like smaller than the width of an atom. So if you cut this distance and have that much over and over again, you'll go to the point where you can cut that distance in half over and over and over and over, and never touch that wall. So
Yeah.
going
Like,
off of that, how is it physically possible to get to the wall?
I have no idea. It's confusing. Logically, you
And, like,
cannot.
but-
anyway,
Right, going off of the paradox, you cannot touch the wall. And that's just really cool. I'm sorry if I took that over. I just really wanted to.
You cannot walk to
love
the
that
wall. No,
paradox.
you're the expert here. You're supposed to do that.
feel like I feel like
Okay.
whatever's happening. I feel like what it's saying is like, while numbers can get infinitely big, like in eternity, numbers can be infinitely big, but numbers can also be infinitely small.
Well,
Mhm.
what you need to think about is they're thinking of it in forms of division rather than in forms of subtraction, right? Rather than
Right.
dividing it into halves or whatever, the distance between them, he subtracts the distance to the point where he gets into the negative distance away from them, right? So he's ahead of them actually, right? Rather than being 5 meters away, he's negative 5 meters away, which means he's ahead of the tortoise now,
Oh.
right? The thing of it in division, right? He halves it, or
Yeah.
he gets right. He halves the distance, or makes it like a third of the distance, right? Makes the distance smaller and smaller rather than actually changing it, right? I don't know how
Yeah.
to explain it. That's the best I can try to say. I'm not
Yeah.
smart on this thing.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's what I was saying. It just gets infinitely small. It doesn't get negative. It just gets infinitely smaller.
Well, but the thing is, distance itself can be negative.
Well,
Right.
yes, but
Right.
all I'm saying is that
If you're like thinking of it in
probably
terms of like a graph, for example, right? If you were to graph where the turtle is and where Achilles is, and you like decided right where he is. Let's say that the turtle was 0, 0 on the graph, right? Y0, X0, and Achilles was let's say X. Let's say he was X20 and Y0. Let's just remove Y, okay? He's X20. And so the tortoise moves to X -2, and Achilles moves to X0, right? And while the turtle can move one, let's say that the turtle then moves another 1, so it's at X -3, if I said X -2. And then Achilles would run and go to X -20, therefore overtaking the turtle. I know I'm overcomplicating this, and rather than just saying he could outrun it, but still, I'm trying to overcomplicate it and put it in a graph.
So what is the main point of the paradox the same thing that I was just saying, or what is this paradox trying to get at?
I don't know. I don't think it's supposed to have much meaning. It's basically that if you overcomplicate and overthink things, that like starts to make literally 0 sense. You make things make 0 sense.
Okay. Fair enough.
okay. Think about this.
Here's what the website I'm looking at here is. The trick here is not to think of Zeno's Achilles.
Overcomplicating
Yeah,
happened 20 minutes ago.
yeah. I'm just gonna explain what the website says. The trick here is to not think Zeno's Achilles paradox in terms of distances and races, but rather as an example of how any finite value can always be divided an infinite number of times, no matter how small it is, no matter how small its divisions may
Yeah.
become. There's another one similar to this, but I'm not sure I want to read it because it's very similar.
So it is similar to what I was explaining.
Yeah.
Miles,
So-
what
wait,
you
you're
were
saying
gonna
that- Hold on, I was just saying.
you were saying what?
What you said was like, a person walks a super slow distance trying to get to a wall, but every time
Yes.
that every time he moves, like
It
he walks
divides
half
that
the
distance in
distance.
half.
He walks half the
So-
distance he just walked.
Right. So yeah,
So
so
wait.
he continuously moves but slower every time. So he's always in motion, just an extreme small rate that we can't really see because we can't we can watch it happen,
Oh,
but we don't see the motion and how slow he's moving
hold up.
because
But like,
But like what?
Well, I get that. Like, you said that he will never touch the wall.
right. So
But-
thinking this
He would still be moving just really slowly. He would the wall's not moving away from him, and he's not moving backwards, but he's also not stopping.
Okay, let's say he's 1 inch away from the wall. He reaches half an inch of that, okay?
Mhm.
He's an inch away from the wall, okay? He closes
then
in
He
half of that
moves.
inch.
So he moves forward half an inch.
Yes. And then
So
he
then
moves
he moves
forward
forward.
another half a half, okay? And then
So a
half
fourth
of
of
that.
an inch.
Yes.
So then he
An
but
eighth,
then he would
a
be
16.
but that would add up to 3/4. which would mean that there's only 1/4 to go, which means he did go forward.
He is going, but you continuously divide that in half.
So then it
But
goes
not
1/8.
this isn't like adding up. This is more you're cutting every single one in half. So instead of
But
moving to touch what?
Do you subtract the distance that he already moved?
No, because okay, here. You're looking at a wall, you're 1 inch away, okay?
Uh-huh.
You reach, let's just say your hand. Go towards the wall, 1/2 inch, okay? So
Alright.
you're not touching the wall for the fact that you cut that distance in half, okay? If you were
Alright.
to move a full inch, then you would touch the wall because your hand is 1 inch away. So, and then there's a new distance. If you move half of that new distance, you're still close, but you're not touching it.
Oh,
You can
yeah, okay.
continuously do that. You can do that an infinite amount of times. Theoretically.
Oh,
don't
yeah,
have-
okay. Never mind.
we
He
don't
would never
have
touch the wall.
The stability
I
for
just
that.
realized.
Oh, I'm
Right,
looking
so
at
it's-
Business Insider, and I just found some really good ones.
Dang it, I am small brain.
No,
no,
I
they're
thought you were
really
Miles.
hard to comprehend. They're not simple in any way.
Yeah, paradoxes are
Yeah, I
supposed to be
I just-
extremely confusing and are supposed to make your head hurt.
Yeah, I just wasn't thinking at like a molecular scale. That's all I was
Right,
doing.
right.
Here's another one that genuinely is very interesting, and this one is, yeah, it's can an omnipotent being create a rock too heavy for itself to lift?
Yes, I've heard of this.
Seriously, think about it,
no,
right?
Wait,
It is impossible. Sorry.
Sorry. No, it's all you.
Okay, so right, we know that God could do anything, right? There is nothing that he cannot do. Then, by that
Right.
logic, can he create a rock that he himself cannot lift? Right?
oh,
Right,
oh, I
because
see.
then he. Okay, I don't want this to be blasphemous, but I'm saying then that this paradox, theoretically, this paradox makes him not all powerful. But again, this is only because our human brains can't comprehend this. But like, I'm not trying to diss Jesus here.
I think.
I'm just saying, through the paradox, it would not make him all powerful, right?
Yeah. I think
Oh
that
wait,
he could.
I think it.
I don't think. Oh, actually, I don't even know. I would say that I don't think he could create a rock that he himself couldn't lift, because that is actually impossible. But then again, he can
That's
do
very
anything.
true.
Yeah, he could create a rock that he himself cannot lift because he can create anything.
Right.
He's God, so
But then
you know.
he's still God, so he can do anything. So if he wanted to, I feel like he could cancel that out and then lift it up. I feel like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I guess the only
We're
thing in
talking
which
like not.
I guess if we were talking in which God would create a rock in which he cannot lift, he would do something like placing a rock somewhere and making a covenant saying, "I will never lift this rock." That's probably the only way that he could
No.
actually do that, or that he would do
Very
that.
true.
I know what we're doing wrong to comprehend this. We're thinking about physically lifting, like
No, that's it.
you know,
Right. I
'cause
was
he can
thinking.
deny all physics.
Yeah. I thought of a similar concept to this theory before I actually heard of it, and it was
To
saying,
me,
what if? So like, God, let's. Okay, I don't. Again, this is completely theoretical. Put yourself in the situation that you are like you are the God that created the universe, but that this is completely incorrect. I'm just saying for the sake of the paradox, let's say this, okay?
Okay.
So, say you are the God of the universe. If you were to give yourself the power, like I will be completely perfect and I will never do anything wrong, and I will do that for all of my existence. But then, after that, you still have the power to cancel that out. So but that also goes back to the rock thing. If you gave yourself the power to never do anything wrong and like sinful, then like he could cancel that out if he wanted to. He doesn't, but he could if he wanted to.
I
Because
feel like
you know what I mean?
I just think of one example of creating something that you cannot lift. I'm thinking of it as like Thor's hammer, as in like you don't no strength can lift it, but you need to be worthy to lift the hammer.
Right. Yeah.
So he could
That's
make
what I
it
was
like
thinking.
so he could make it so that because people when they think of lift, generally they think of like strength.
Physical strength. Yeah.
Yeah, but like it doesn't have to be physical. He can lift anything physically. But let's say the rock isn't physically there.
Heavy. It's like something else, not physical.
Yeah, it's not heavy. And what it would be like? It would be like something that you could easily move. Like, for example, you have like your phone on your desk. You can push it, but when you try to pick it up, you just can't do it. So it could be moved anywhere you want, but you just couldn't lift it. Almost if it's attached to the ground.
Right. That's very interesting.
I don't understand this entire
I'm
thing at all.
lost and do not understand a thing.
Yeah, I'm literally what
Okay,
I would just say is
let's
that he would
go-
make a covenant that he won't lift it, and that's just how I would end it.
Okay,
I'd just say nope.
Let's go into. I have a good one, and it is the paradox of piling. When I say piling, I mean like piles of like dirt, sand. So
What?
let's go like the paradox of heaps of sand. So
Okay.
you take a single grain of sand, you put it in a bowl. Okay.
Okay.
So that grain in of itself is not a heap. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say you take another one, you put another one in. 2 grains, that's not a heap. You put another one in because 1 grain is not a heap. So you put another one in, still not a heap. But if you
I
say you
think
pick
I
up
see
a
where you're going
handful,
with this.
you put it in a different bowl, it's gonna be a heap. It's just a huge thing of sand. So how much, like if 1 grain of sand cannot equal a heap, then how does many equal a heap? And
Okay.
it's very
feel
very
like-
simple, but it's still just a really cool simple paradox.
I
to think
understand
about.
this one completely.
Yeah, I guess
and there is a pretty.
Sorry.
This one can be explained.
Right, it's pretty like it's
like-
not necessarily scientific. It's more how we have titled things, like we
So
titled it a heap.
say a person is addicted to eating sand, like that one TLC episode, and they put 1 grain of sand at a time. Technically, they're not eating heaps of sand like they say on the television if they just do it 1 grain at a time. So
Uh-oh.
hypothetically, branching off from that, if you think about it just by like a little bit, right? So sand, like salt, is small, right? Right. So
No, I disagree.
hypothetically, you know how chips are made and they salt the chips, right? So technically,
Well, you
it's
want
not a
sand to
heap,
salt the
even though they
chips.
put so much salt or sand seasoning on that one chip. It's still not a heap because of how tiny those grains are. You feel me?
I completely agree.
Exactly.
I
My
feel like
point.
there's definitely an easy explanation for this, and it's the same way that I, as like a 2-year-old, didn't understand something. Basically, a long time ago, it would be like, "Can I have a jelly bean?" And my mom would say, "You can have a few," but I was like, "How many is a few?" So really, you got to figure out exactly what number of grains of sand would become a heap.
Okay,
And of
why
course,
did-
it would be like a large span of
Right,
there
but
would be a
what
large
is a
span
large
there.
span? Like
But
it just
And that's
still,
why whenever
even a small amount could also be a heap if you think about it.
right. I
Because
feel like it's all
how
based
individually
on how,
small the grains are.
Wait,
Yeah.
right. It's all based on how you define a heap.
Yeah.
People who speak other languages, if anybody's watching this and speaks 2 languages, in other languages, do we have equivalents to like a dash of salt or a heap of sand? Do you all have that?
Or,
Because Right, I know. I
Oh,
think that
yeah.
now that I think about it, this is extremely stupid that we have a dash or a heap or whatever, right?
Right, because
A
it's
bit.
not. It's
A
not an.
pinch.
It's not
Yes.
like an actual measurement. It's just like
Yeah.
It's just a
small
guesstimation of
amount,
what
big
to be.
amount, medium amount, all that kind
Mhm.
of stuff.
Like,
Yeah.
so a pinch of sand might be different from a person with small hands than someone with big hands. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's if they so say someone with small hands pinches a thing of salt, that's not going to be a lot of salt. But someone who has like ginormous hands, they'll probably like pick up more salt in a pinch than that person with smaller hands if you think about it.
Yeah. So along this goes off with the jelly bean thing. So before my mom would say you can have a handful of jelly beans. So I would always try to find the person closest to me with the biggest hand and be like, "Can you get me a handful of jelly beans?" Because I was short at the time, I couldn't
Exactly,
reach them.
so smart.
So I would be a little 2-year-old genius and be like, I'll get whenever my dad told me, I'll be like, I'll ask my dad, and he will give me a lot more jelly beans than if I do it with my tiny midget hands.
That makes a lot of sense.
Miles be a very critical thinker
Mhm.
when he's trying to count those
I-
jelly beans. He chases
Yeah.
the bag and the bag only.
Nice,
Mhm.
nice.
And that's why
So-
whenever you're ordering a soft drink from like a fast food restaurant, always say no ice. That way you're getting more soda.
That
Oh,
is
yeah, 'cause
another
the
genius
ice-
thing. Yeah.
hmm The ice takes up more space in the liquid, even though it seeps through the ice. It's still, yep.
Have you ever thought
I have,
about?
dude.
Sorry.
Sorry, really quick. Like this is very quick, but I have a quote to end this out when we're done. Like, go on.
Mm.
Okay, so
Oh, wait, I don't know if this is here. I need to say this. So I don't know if this is really a paradox, right? But it's something that really, like, different effects and stuff of, like, in, like, life and stuff, if you try and catch my drift here.
No.
Okay.
Let him explain for a second.
So you know the Mandela Effect or whatever?
Yes, the
No.
Mandela Effect. Oh.
Okay, so
no,
I don't
explain
know if
that
this is
quick,
really
too.
counting as a paradox, but this is, like, practically...
It is a similar
people-
concept.
Yeah. So people see one way, but it's actually another. Like, say, does Curious George have a tail? You answer,
What do you think? Do you think Curious George has a tail?
no.
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 He's an ape.
I thought
a
I
monkey.
remembered him having a tail. I can't remember very well.
No. Look up an image of Curious George. He will not have a tail.
I remember him having a
And that's
tail.
why I always
Okay,
got in arguments with my brother saying he was an ape, not a monkey.
Okay. That's pretty iconic.
Wait,
So,
he doesn't.
How do you?
Yeah, he doesn't have a tail.
How,
And another one is, and besides different misconceptions, there's also stuff like it could be alternate people like thinking and having their minds in an alternate universe, like different stuff like that. It's really weird.
Miles, I have a question. Can you explain to me the face of the Monopoly Man?
Okay, so this man has, basically, imagine having a mustache. It's rather thick, and it swoops a little bit, and he's got a rather small nose, some open eyes, a really round face, almost like a perfect circle, and
Mhm.
generally always opening his mouth.
But is there?
What about
But
his
you?
accessories?
So I can
Yeah,
tell that
yeah, what
Miles
is he
has
wearing?
He's
enjoyed
wearing a
his.
hat. I believe he's wearing a hat and a monocle.
He's not
Okay.
wearing a monocle.
He has never worn a monocle, and that.
Yes.
Oh,
And I always thought he did too. But that's
Yeah.
part of the Mandela Effect. He never had a monocle.
Are you sure?
Wait,
I
hold
no,
on.
no, he has
Yeah,
a monocle.
Look up images of him now. Look
No,
up
no,
an
he's got
original
a-
image of
Look, okay.
Oh,
He does
Look
not
up
have a monocle.
Monopoly Man, and
He-
there will be pictures of him with a monocle that specifically are talking about the Mandela Effect.
But yeah,
he doesn't
does
have
not
a
have
monocle.
I need to-
Oh, yeah. What's another thing is Pikachu's
wait,
tail.
wait.
Is the end of Pikachu's tail black?
Yes.
See, I always thought it
No,
was.
it's not.
And it's not.
Oh,
and
no,
it's
I'm thinking
crazy.
Pichu.
It's not.
I'm thinking Pichu. Pichu has a black tail at the end of it.
Bro, I
Oh,
don't.
I'm
what
thinking
are
of-
the- Sorry, go
It's
on.
Pichu.
It's so
Pichu has
weird.
a
It's
yellow
like
tail.
when you think of one way, it's actually another. So weird.
Hold on.
Bro, that's so
Not
weird.
so
What was that whole thing about
clean.
Goldenstein, whatever it was called,
Okay,
bears
so
things?
for the
Berenstain
Berenstain, so you
Bears.
know the Berenstain Bears,
Yeah,
right? Well, I've
Berenstain.
always called it Berenstain Bears, but it's actually pronounced Berenstain Bears. There's been a whole argument with that because the pronunciation stuff. Some people say it's Steen, some people say it's Stain.
Wow.
How has he never worn a
This
monocle?
is kind of like very random, but it goes along with it. C3PO in the late original trilogy had a silver leg.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh yeah, but
his
it's
knee
actually
and
golden
down.
or something.
No, like no. Like it's
Frick.
actually silver.
Okay.
Wait, I don't remember him having a silver leg though.
Oh,
Exactly.
I have another thing to think about. Why does everyone's friends have more friends than they do? Think about it.
That's a paradox.
Your
Whoa.
friends have more friends than you do. Think about it.
That's kind of weird.
Well,
That's so true.
actually,
But seriously, think about it. I'm not going to explain the paradox, but
Oh,
seriously,
wait,
think
wait,
about it.
Wait,
Your friends have more friends than you do.
Yeah. I'm sure it's just that you perceive it though. That's really
yeah, it's
Oh,
like how you always think everyone's silently judging you. You
This-
always think that they have more friends than you.
So this
Right.
paradox states, where is it? I need to read it because I can't explain this by myself.
Wait, can you guys describe to me the Fruit of the Loom logo really quick?
The what?
The what?
Oh, it's
Fruit
just
of the Loom logo.
I think it's like an orange and a banana, and it's like some grapes there.
No.
It's like in a little cluster.
I remember it
else?
just being grapes. I remember it just being grapes.
I can't
No.
remember very well.
Wait, and the cornucopia.
The heck is the corn? Oh wait, you mean from?
Like that, the basket looking thing.
Oh, was there? I can't remember.
Do you guys remember there being a cornucopia on it?
I mean, yeah, now I think about it, yeah.
I thought I
Wait,
did.
a what?
Fruit of
A
Loom,
cornucopia. It's
little
on the Fruit
basket.
of the Loom clothing logo. The basket or the cornucopia. The cornucopia is
Oh
that.
yeah,
It's
and
like
Fruit
the-
of the
it's like
Loom
the
actually
No.
isn't there.
Wait, what?
I
Yeah,
don't remember
they're-
that. I just remember there being. I only remember
Okay.
grapes. Just grapes.
Yeah, so well, it's it has apples, grapes,
Leaves.
and leaves behind it, and that's about it. So it had a big apple in the center too. What else?
I always thought there was the basket there, but no, it's weird. Yeah.
What?
Wait, what are we
Oh,
talking about?
oh.
I'm confused.
Okay,
Mandela
guys, hold on.
Effect.
Manning,
What
man
other-
eating
what-
yellow jackets?
No.
Wait, what did you say?
All right, I'm gonna
Um,
kick him from the call real quick. No, I'm joking. Mandela Effect.
Yes, I know plenty about the
Okay.
Mandela Effect.
I think this might work. So, try to tell me how many lines are on SpongeBob's socks and what colors are they?
How would I know that?
Stripes. There's three
Um,
stripes: blue, red, and blue.
Drebalowski.
I thought it was just red and white.
Really? No.
I'm
Like-
pretty
like-
sure.
I remember
the
I remember
main-
there being 3 lines, 2 red and 1 blue.
Yeah, that's what I know. Yeah.
I
thought there is-
remember
Wait,
there.
no,
look.
I
no,
don't
there
even-
are.
I don't
Oh,
even
frick.
remember blue. What the heck?
No, it's
remember
just
blue?
2
Is
red
there-
lines.
There's blue.
Only
There's
2 red
blue. I
lines.
swear there's blue.
No, it's 2 red
Yeah.
lines and only 2 red lines.
Hold on, I'm actually googling
Yeah,
it
I
right
only
now.
remember there being
I
red.
swear I thought they were blue.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold on.
I'm pretty
searching it up.
sure.
Oh,
don't
I
no,
was like
know,
drawing
actually.
pictures.
Oh, it's 1
And
blue
there's-
line, 1 red line.
Wait,
What?
what?
I thought there was 3 lines, 2 red, 1 blue.
Nope, here, I'll send it in
I always
chat.
thought there was. I thought there was just 2 reds.
Yeah, that's
Interesting.
what I was thinking, Evan.
Yeah, I
Right,
thought
here
they
we
were.
go. It's in
Huh.
Easy in chat, comrade.
Wow,
See?
that is tripping to
Wow.
find out.
Oh, and I thought the
Well,
blue
we
was on the
should've-
bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is
Wait.
irrelevant, but I went on my writing class to make sure I had done my writing class this week, and literally they have like a contest to win like money, and like first place is $1,000, and I'm like, no way. And then I read it's a scholarship for next year. Of course, it's a scholarship for next year's writing class. And then the year after,
remember when
probably
it was Jiffy? You guys remember when it was Jiffy peanut butter?
I can't.
No.
I never remembered branded peanut butter. We always bought the off-brand.
How?
When I was a little
I'm
child,
still so confused.
we
about
never
SpongeBob
bought
socks.
any of the Jif or Jiffy
Oh.
peanut butter because we bought the off-brand because we didn't have any money.
So people,
I never remembered it being Jiffy.
I
being honest.
personally don't. Yeah. So apparently, a lot of older adults remember Jiffy, but it's always been Jiffy. Like both, I asked my parents about it, and both of them remember being a Jiffy peanut butter, but there wasn't. It was always Jif.
Whoa. No.
I thought that was cool.
So, guys, real quick, I want you guys to go to images real quick and then read out the sentence I'm about to say. Okay? I want at least
Go to
one
images.
person.
Wait,
Scared from a
like type
mental
it out.
well-being, but I'll do it.
Like
Alright,
type it
so-
out, Josh.
All right, it's typed out and ready. So I'm gonna post it, and then don't even think about it. Just say it.
Wait, I'm so.
Do
Do y'all
pronounce
pronounce
it
it GIF
Or Jif.
or GIF?
Okay, so clearly that did not go as planned. Usually you're supposed to read it as GIF or GIF, or GIF
Yeah, I
or
did.
Or is it-
GIF or GIF.
I say GIF or GIF.
I did just say Jif.
I say
Why?
GIF.
Matt,
If-
why,
if
guys?
GIF
It's a
is-
G,
who
not a
says GIF?
J. It's not peanut butter,
I say GIF.
Wait,
bro. What?
I say
I say
GIF.
like a J noise.
Why did I say GIF or GIF?
And
Wait.
Said it.
I say
If
gafoof.
people say Jif, it's a G, so it should be making. Oh my gosh, my head is hurting.
Yeah, but like, why did I pronounce them
Ugh.
differently?
Me.
They look
Does it
different.
look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a
Oh my gosh,
hot dog.
Dude. That's not a. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's find a new one. We've been going past for a while.
What about I was about something above so
I want to hear that. I've heard that before. I don't know.
it's like a really weird thing. It's also a cult type phrase and stuff, and it's with hermetism that I screwed up on. But yeah, so there was this one movie based on this saying, where it's also I'm pretty sure theory too, where the catacombs in Paris, that's like a little explorer, where it's like a big, massive like underground burial and stuff, where there's like a bunch of skulls and bones and stuff. So some people think it's that the catacombs are a gateway to the underworld and stuff, and a link between the living and the dead. But the real reason is as above, so below is as above. The same thing is here. Let me try and find it again. It's very interesting. Like, as things happen above, some like it's the same for like some like spiritual or something like that. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but it's really interesting.
The catacombs, I could easily believe that that's a way to get to the underworld because that is like the
Oh, yeah,
weirdest
millions
thing in existence.
like thousands of people gone lost from exploring it because it's just so big, cramped, and like it's a maze. Like by fact, insane.
Black
I'm gonna
hole.
Google how many people go missing in the catacombs.
I think it was under.
So wait, what was the question? I zoned out.
As such, different translations phrase the line differently. One such read that which is below that. Okay, is as that which is above, and that which is above is that which is below to perform miracles of the one thing. Okay, I need to find. That was just pronunciation. Wait. Yeah, it's kind of like reflecting on like multiple realms and stuff like that. So that's
Really
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah, but I just want talking about the catacombs and stuff, and like
Okay,
above, so below. So
so I bet I'm gonna try. I bet I'll be able to get you to say a word, but you don't know what the word is. Okay.
yeah, here I found a perfect demonstration. So here, I'll save this image. And I'll post it onto and I'll post it onto the images and stuff. But it shows you it's like the realms. So as above, so below. So the below parts are like the different realms and stuff, and above will be like your body, your mindset, and like the normal world. So remember that like scene from Gravity Falls where they start talking about like the nightmare realm and the human realm and stuff when Ford was talking about Bill Cipher. Well, this is kind of like that, but like actually kind of scary,
Really?
in my opinion. So
You're gonna put it in images?
yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Wait, what?
Oh my goodness.
What?
There's a video of a man getting lost in the catacombs in Paris, and he drops his camcorder and runs away from his camera out of fear, and his body was never found, apparently.
Okay, so wait.
I mean,
Infinite, celestial, intermediate,
Oh,
terrestrial.
that makes me so uncomfortable.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Body, mind,
Dude,
soul.
That's why it
definitely
freaks me out.
there for now. Like the government. Okay, on a real note here, government has so much power, and there's like they have to be hiding stuff that's like
Yeah,
really big
there's no
because
doubt that they.
like for like they like logically thinking this isn't some conspiracy theory, but there is definitely something that will like seem supernatural to normal people like us who don't know. Like there has to be something that's being like held away from us that we don't know
You
about.
know what I think?
What?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that we as humans will literally overthink everything.
I mean, that
That's
is true, we
very
do.
true. I know I do.
Yeah, we overthink just to make things make sense, you know, like
Yeah, because if
Yeah, but
like humans
instead of
fear
it
the
being
unknown.
medieval times where we could just
Mhm.
where we could just see it and be like, oh well, I guess that happens. People, people overthought it, and then boom, one thing leads to another. Now we have to do physics in school.
yeah.
Hmm, that's very true. That's really cool. That's an interesting way to think of it. It's like like I feel like the way you just explained that kind of goes with the ripple effect of like time travel. So like you go back in time and you take a rock and you throw it into a lake. You just created an alternate timeline. Like
Yeah.
you just changed.
Yeah, because what if you didn't throw the rock? What if the rock sank? What if it didn't skip? You know, there's so many like possibilities that could have
Exactly.
happened in
It's
that like one
crazy.
specific area, but instead it rippled, and those
Right.
ripples could have represented like each thing. Yeah.
The steps you
Speaking of
took to pick
water,
up the rock, all of the stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
like literally, there
Everything could have changed, but
right,
no,
and
that
that
one
Because-
outcome happened.
and
RNG
that's
Jesus
one
was on your
thing.
side.
What
that's one
if-
thing about time travel that people look over, how
Yeah.
complex it is. How people say like,
Exactly.
oh, you make one big change, it will change the timeline. But no, you drop the rock.
But there's
that's
also
gonna
several
affect it
changes in that one
significantly.
change. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's
So,
like the ripple effect.
Okay, I'm kind of gonna like test you guys, but I want to see if you can
Uh,
understand this. So, when you're looking, okay, let me rephrase this. Do you ever think that when you're looking at your reflection, you're actually looking at yourself?
I mean, that's kind of how mirrors work.
no, I like. Wait, are you saying it's like someone else?
Or are you saying it's like
What
a
I'm
mirror
saying is,
world version?
well, I'm
Or
kind
you're
of
like,
running a
wow,
test, so
that's
you guys gotta,
actually
you
me.
guys, you guys are
That
on
is
your own.
what?
You guys are on your own here. It's a test. I want to see, I want to see your final answer.
Okay, I want to say like when you look in the mirror, you're like, wow, that is everything that I have ever done. That body right there, that is me. That's insane. Like, how is that me? Like I really do exist? How is this possible? That kind of thing. That's my best answer that I can give.
All right, Samuel, what about you?
When I look in the mirror, I go, okay, this is a body. Is that lint in my belly button? I see.
When I look in the mirror, I go, okay.
Ari, what do you
That's
think?
it. There's nothing more.
What?
Yeah, wait.
Sorry, I was
do you
feeding
think?
my spelunkophobia by looking at that video of the
No,
catacombs.
Ari, please do not bring in spelunkophobia to this podcast. I can't do this.
Oh, I love
For
spelunkophobia.
me, it'll be
No.
isn't thalassophobia like the fear of like unknown oceans or something like that?
It's mostly like
Yes,
giant.
and I have it for
It's
sure.
the definition is fear of deep dark waters. I have extreme spelunkophobia. Mainly right.
Thalassophobia isn't
cramped
bad for
caves.
me. I can handle a cave or two.
Can we save this for a different podcast, Ari?
Yeah, we'll talk
yeah.
about
Yeah.
fears and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
stay
not.
tuned. Stay
Oh, I'm
tuned.
gonna be there for that one.
Phobias.
So,
Phobias. That could be a good
basically,
topic. Anyway.
The question was, Ari, when you're seeing your reflection, are you seeing yourself?
Yeah, it's a
Yes.
piece of glass.
Wait. No. You're seeing your past self because it takes time for light travel to the mirror and back to the mirror into your
Wait.
eyes and then for it to process. Is that
It's
what
a
you're trying to
time
get at?
machine. It's a time
that what you're trying to get
machine.
The time
Okay.
machine. The time
Okay,
machines
the
were
test-
mirrors all along.
Okay,
That's what
so
the
the real
government's been
test
hiding.
was kind of leaving off of my own thing. I was gonna see if you were going to overthink it. You were doing fine when you said, "Yeah, this is me. I'm a human." Wow, but
Is that lint in my
you-
belly button?
Yes, my words exactly.
yes. So
Just going casually.
yes, but, like-
flex a little bit in the mirror.
know-
Oh no, I have no
the-
muscles. I am a
the question
skinny
is if
piece
you
of
overthink it,
garbage.
but-
Bravo, bod.
you did overthink it, and man, that was you freaked me out when you mentioned about light and light traveling.
Yeah.
But anyway, the amount of time is so significantly low that you would basically be seeing your present self.
Basically,
True.
but you are
Basically, but
seeing your past
technically-
self.
Would it also be your future self too? Because in that past time, like you're also seeing your movements like happening
Okay.
right then and there. Which is
Um,
technically past, but also future too. If like you think about
Let
it,
me just
like,
go
you
and
think
settle
about
this.
what movements you're gonna
Technically,
do next,
because
you know,
it takes
so.
time for the light to travel to the mirror, you would be seeing your
Right.
past self, but
You can
because the
never-
time is so insignificant, people might as well just say, "Hey, this is exactly what I am doing right now. This is me right now."
Holy crap! I need to shave my belly button.
Sam,
Oh my
it's
God. Yes,
physically
that's the point.
impossible
Okay. So
to see the
there's kind of
future
another
because-
test. There's kind of another test, but this one might take a while, and I don't know if we have time. But we'll see. So basically, you have 3 wishes, and I am not a genie. I am a djinn. So you have 3 wishes.
Wait, what's
so
a
I want
djinn?
to see. You're not supposed to know.
Okay, I'm just gonna Google the
Okay,
definition
so-
of
makes no
Jen.
sense.
But as soon as one of you know, as soon as one of you answer all 3, then everyone's probably gonna have assumed what it is. So Ari, I think I've done this to you once. I don't know if you understand it, but I'm not gonna let you do this.
No, let me do this.
Okay,
I
this is
actually
fine.
don't know what's going on. I'm gonna guess Jin means bad genie. So I would do
Wait, I think I know what this is.
I-
Are you just
Okay,
well,
wait,
since you
wait.
guys both know what it is,
no, I
No,
don't.
no,
I
I
you guys both
don't.
know what it is.
I said I'm guessing that it's a bad genie. So I would say
Is it-
I wish you were a good genie.
First of all,
I-
I'm not a djinn is not a bad genie. A djinn is a completely different being. Therefore, you cannot turn it into a good genie if it was never a bad genie.
Okay.
let me go ahead and go. All right, so
So that's one
basically-
wish. You have 2 wishes left.
All right,
I hope you.
so
I wish that you
I-
would mistake one wish for infinite.
You know what? I
Oh.
couldn't understand that.
Oh shoot,
I
he
don't
got you
understand
that.
there.
Wait,
Sorry,
mistake
I
one
don't
wish for
understand what
infinite?
you said. All right, wait, Josh, what
Okay.
were you saying?
May
I
I wish
said-
for something, please?
No, hold on. We're gonna have one person do all three, because that's just how it works.
Okay,
That's
okay.
illegal.
Within this is not my wish, but I'm saying. So, if I use this wish, it's going to bring it down to 1. So, in this wish, this is not the wish, but I'm saying what I would. I would say, I hope you mistake the number 1 for infinite. So that way, I could have infinite wishes after I use this wish.
Ah.
Okay. And
I wish
here
you
is my
forget how to count.
response. I am a djinn, therefore I do not make mistakes, and nothing can change that.
There are
You
no
have one wish
accidents.
left.
Except
So
me,
you're a
actually.
powerless djinn.
That's stupid.
Because if you can't change yourself,
All right.
then that's
Is-
All right,
is
why-
Joshua,
gin a type
ask
of
your
alcohol?
question.
Yeah,
wait,
wait,
I-
duplicate.
I have
No,
you
this.
Gavin. No,
yourself?
Gavin has one more wish.
No,
Gavin has
shut
one more
up.
wish.
I want to wish right now, you little frick. Okay.
Quiet. You can go next.
So, no, I don't care about what Gavin wants. I want a pepperoni pizza already
Okay.
paid for and delivered to my door.
Well,
Thank
wait,
you.
wait. Okay,
No.
Gavin, go ahead.
I wish I I'm just trying to think of loopholes here. I wish there would be duplicates of you with more wishes.
Duplicates of me. Okay, I create I create 2 more of me. Neither of which have any power whatsoever.
Oh.
No.
We said
that's
more
specific-
wishes, not necessarily with the
No,
same power.
I said with more wishes.
Yeah, you can wish, but that doesn't mean they're gonna come true.
The frick is that supposed to mean? That's stupid.
So this
It
is
means that you
basically
can make
If-
wishes with them,
okay,
but they're not gonna
listen.
come true.
If
They
they're
have no power.
duplicates, if they're duplicates of you, they're the exact same. That's literally the
Exactly.
No, I
definition
said
of duplicate.
I said specifically they are duplicates of me, but they have no power.
No,
that's
because
the
you can't say
thing.
that
A
because you're
duplicate is-
contradicting yourself here. You
Yeah.
said you're contradicting yourself because earlier you said you make no mistake. So if I tell you what I want, a duplicate of you, then you have to make it exact same of what you are, which is a genie who grants
No,
wishes.
I
He's
make
a-
no
he's a
mistakes.
genie.
That was not a mistake. That was purposeful.
No, it's a mistake is mistaking something. Mistaking, not mistaking. It's you did not grant the wish. If you
Well,
can't
why don't
grant-
we just wish
grant
for
the wish
something
that I asked
completely
for.
normal and see what happens?
Exactly. You
Okay,
guys
Joshua?
aren't- No,
You-
I've made
so, yeah.
It's clear. I want exactly what I said before.
Pepperoni pizza.
No,
What do you
a,
want?
a pepperoni pizza already paid for and delivered to my door. That's very edible. Thank you.
Okay, so
Oh, so he wants weed in his pizza.
basically a pizza shows up at your house and it's on your door.
Paid pepperoni pizza at
Yes,
my
it's
door.
paid pepperoni pizza.
Go take it. Go
Yes.
take it.
Take it.
Yeah. Okay. Done. Took it.
Eat it. Eat it. Eat it.
Okay, are you gonna eat it?
Yeah, because I said it was edible. Thank you.
You did
Yeah.
say that.
You do realize anything can be edible. Doesn't mean it won't kill you.
Actually, okay.
Oh, so
speaking
you're
of
like a bad
killing-
genie. So you're a bad genie.
Yeah.
You literally
yeah.
are a bad
So real
genie.
quick, I want
Yeah,
to.
that's what a bad basically. A genie
Miles,
is
annoying
Miles,
genie.
kind of
I
like a
said
bad
I
genie.
wish you weren't. I wish you were a good genie, and he said no.
It's because
not how it
because
works.
he said Jin. That's all he's gonna say. It's no, because I am a Jin.
I love how we've just created something that's like
Right,
actually
purposely
genuinely
named after
so
a type of
upsetting.
alcohol.
It's making me frustrated.
Yeah, it was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Guys,
Please explain
Joshua?
to me what this is.
It's no
Okay,
sort of paradox.
I'll explain it,
It's
Jin.
just pain.
I'll explain what a djinn is. Basically, a djinn.
No, I've had enough.
I'm just gonna explain what it is. A djinn is a being that is, in one way, in some sense, related to a genie, but not a genie whatsoever. Therefore, it has nothing. It's nothing like a genie. It has a sword, but it's not like a. It doesn't whack things with it. It just has a sword. It carries a sword around.
Relatable.
Generally, it has. It sounds like a pirate, and it will try to make you go through extreme physical pain to make you wish it all away so that it can have your soul. The magic words are you can't say I wish it all away. Otherwise, it gets your soul.
Well, none of us
Interesting.
did that, so
No, no one did that.
because
Generally, they would actually like go around and like, mess with your mind, play mind tricks on you to make you wish for different things.
So hypothetically, monkey see, monkey do. So if monkey doesn't see,
shut up about the
does that mean
sun.
monkey doesn't do? Does that mean that monkey can't see?
If monkey can't see, then he can't do.
Exactly.
Therefore,
Exactly.
Blind should not be able to work.
The monkey
Wait,
paradox. The monk paradox.
Well, anyway, do you
Monk
know what your first
paradox.
wish should have always been?
what?
I wish for you not to twist my words.
You didn't twist
You
your.
just have to make
Listen,
yourself
this is
Well,
like
no, one
the
thing
Mrs.
third time that you've
Math
the
teacher.
main
contradicted
thing,
yourself.
the main thing that Jin does is it twists words on purpose, meaning it's not a mistake. So it twists words on purpose to make it sound like you wish for something else, and that's why you always have to be specific.
was specific, but you still found a freaking loophole, which was
So when you
You-
said you wish
apparently
for
edible in your case did not mean you know,
Right.
actually,
Literally,
let's
edible. That you just you twisted the definition of edible. You like
exactly.
you didn't twist our words. You twisted the definition of edible. So
Okay,
if you don't
know what,
make
that's
any
true.
mistakes, then
Okay,
You're
well,
good.
look, I don't.
Okay, edible's definition
So
is fit to be eaten. In
This is
parentheses,
fun.
often used to contrast with unpalatable or poisonous examples.
ooh, oh,
Okay.
we just freaking.
I didn't know that.
Uh,
know the
I
difference.
and that's why
made
you
I didn't know the
don't.
full definition.
See, earlier I
And-
said that he was the political one. He doesn't play around with statistics. Dang it.
Dang it.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Well, there you
Yeah,
go. I
we-
got my pepperoni pizza and I
Get in.
lived.
yep.
And I
wanna
got
keep
my
going?
infinite wishes.
And
No,
Maybe
you
we should
didn't.
Yes.
I
I
have
did.
my box and square shape game for little
No,
children.
because
Let's
the thing
go.
is, with the whole duplicates thing,
No, I
you didn't
definitely did.
specify if the wishes were going to come true, or how many duplicates.
Listen,
You just
I
said you wish that there
the
were duplicates of
wishes.
me.
Your
You said
wishes.
you wish there were duplicates of me, meaning more wishes.
Right, and if they're duplicates of you, then that means they're gonna have the same effect as yours.
Here, shall I pull up the definition of duplicate?
I
Can
mean,
we
if you want, but
get back to
This podcast
You
is
know,
not
because
gonna
this is
go.
really
duplicates,
hurting
okay.
my head.
So,
they can be duplicates.
so
Quote,
I hope everybody
exactly
enjoyed
like
that
something else,
podcast, and
especially
I'll
if
see you
having
all
been copied.
in the next one.
We'll
I
cut
hope
it.
everybody had a good time. We'll have a new
Tomorrow
podcast
we can talk
tomorrow.
about fears.
Where hopefully there isn't an argument about what the heck a gin is,
Oh
or
no, this isn't an argument. This isn't
edible
an
or
argument. We're
duplicate.
just
So I'll see you all later.
discussing.